chapter 290 of My Hero Academia is perhaps my most anticipated spoiler review ever because yes, it finally happened. The identity of Dabi has been revealed after all these years. Ever since he was introduced all those years ago, it's been a complete secret. I mean, we as fans suspected what it was, but still, there was never that concrete confirmation, but today we finally got it. The title of this chapter is Dabi's Dance, which is appropriate because he literally starts busting out Joker-style moves as he reveals his identity to the world. Before we get into it, don't forget to sub, as I probably have the biggest collection of Dabi theories and explanations on my channel. So yeah, be sure to hit that button and let's get into it. The chapter kicks off away from the battlefield as we see Rei Todoroki sitting in a hospital room. Her eyes are wide open as on the TV is literally a video of Dabi, which I assume is being broadcast to televisions all across Japan thanks to our boy Skeptic. The video on TV was clearly pre-recorded as we see Dabi sitting down in the Paranormal Liberation Front mansion, and he's not wearing a top, so all the scars on the upper half of his body are visible. Later in this chapter, we'll see what he says in this broadcast, but for now the chapter switches over to Shigaraki's perspective, and it follows on from this moment in the last chapter when Gigantomachia finally makes it to the battlefield. AFO claims that this was really nice timing because Shigaraki's body is basically on life support at this point. I mean, yes, he does have regeneration, but it's been slowing down, and he's taken several smashes from Deku, from Endeavor with his Prominence Burn, as well as attacks from Shoto and Nejire very recently. Shoto thinks to himself that he won't be able to beat Shigaraki and Makia at the same time, so he and Nejire combine for an ultimate move to finish off Shigaraki. But at the last second, Makia swings his hand to grab Shigaraki, with the blowback pushing Shoto to the ground. We then see that Tenya is starting to carry Bakugo away from the battlefield, but the barely conscious Bakugo tells Ida to put him down as he needs to win this fight against Shigaraki. Obviously, Ida refuses his request and reminds Bakugo that his internal organs were ripped, which is a valid observation. I don't think Bakugo should even be attempting to get back into the fight. Moving on to Endeavor, he's been lying on the ground in a whole heap of pain, and his internal dialogue, he kind of like apologizes to Hawks for allowing Shigaraki to wake up. In Endeavor's mind, the reason Shigaraki woke up is because of his own failures, and he goes on to think that his lungs are a bit burnt after the last Prominence Burn, meaning he is now at his limit. This right here is the moment when Dabi greets Endeavor while still standing on Gigantomachia's shoulders, and the number one hero looks up from the ground and just says Dabi. The villain replies by telling Endeavor not to call him that name before whipping out a bottle of mysterious liquid. I don't know what exactly this liquid is, maybe someone who's dyed their hair before can tell me, but Dabi pours this liquid all over his hair and his hair begins to change color from black to white. In the manga, it's been shown many times that Toyo Todoroki had white hair, although in the anime it was red hair, so I guess this scene will be slightly different when we see it animated in season 6. With Dabi's hair now totally white, he tells Endeavor not to call him Dabi because Toya is a great name. Dabi is Toya, confirmed. We've had all the theories, you know, if you're a follower of me, you've seen it on my channel many times. Dabi is Toya. We've thought it for a long time. It is now 100% confirmed, and man, this is the best news to wake up to. Before we move on, I just gotta say that Horikoshi is a genius because it was exactly 100 chapters ago in chapter 190 that Dabi encountered Endeavor for the first time. And now this reveal happens, you know, like I said, exactly 100 chapters later on the dot. So clearly he's been planning this out very precisely, and I can only commend him for that. It's honestly amazing work. The scene then pans back to the hospital with Rei watching on the TV. From the translations we have so far, Dabi goes on to call himself Toyo Todoroki in this broadcast and states that he was born the oldest son of the Endeavor family. Toyo goes on to reveal that he has killed more than 30 innocent people across the course of his life, and now he wants everyone to know what led him to do these terrible things. Clearly Toyo's plan to destroy society's faith in heroes is to let them know that the number one hero is the one who led him down this path of villainy. I mean, no wonder he's been so happy recently. I imagine that next chapter Dabi will elaborate on exactly what happened to him, and maybe my theory about him and Hawks being in the government training program will be revealed. But yeah, for now, this is all we have. We don't exactly know why he has all these scars and everything like that. But you know what? Next chapter, I'm assuming it will come. Back to the battlefield. we see the horrified expressions of both Shoto and Endeavor as they react to the news that the eldest Todoroki son, who they assumed had just died, is standing in front of them and is on the side of the villains. Imagine how they must feel right now. I mean, yeah, we as an audience suspected Dabi as Toya for a long time. By the way, check out my video breaking down all the clues. But Todoroki, he had no idea that Dabi was Toya, neither did Endeavor. So this is just probably the most shocking news they've ever heard in their lives. Toya genuinely starts dancing like the Joker and says that he's been thinking about all the ways to make Endeavor's life miserable. He tells the number one hero to his face that he was wrong to think he could just move past his previous actions, and that the past cannot be erased. The final panel is a close-up of both Shoto and Endeavor, and Dabi tells his dad that he can dance with him in hell, which concludes this chapter. I gotta say that when My Hero Academia is over, whenever that will be, this right here will go down as one of its most iconic chapters. I mean, yeah, it's just amazing. Like, finally, we got it, guys. We got it. It feels great, even though, like I said, we all knew he was Toya, but we just needed this. We just needed this reveal. And hopefully in the next few chapters, we elaborate on it a bit more, the backstory. But I can't tell you how excited I was when I saw these spoilers in the morning. And for those that don't know, every Sunday I do a page-by-page reaction to the latest chapters on Twitch. So obviously I'll be doing it again this week, so you do not want to miss that. It'll be 5 p.m. UK time, which I believe is like 1 p.m. Eastern time in America. So yeah, be sure to check out my Twitch stream. And of course, for the rest of this week, I'll also be doing a couple more Dabi Toya videos, just explaining a few more things. But until the next one, peace out.